Hello and welcome to Google Slides Personal Template Design for managers, entrepreneurs, students, and teachers. My name's Ashley, and we're going to go over 6 different slides that will build up your template, your presentation template. Just like you can go over here and pick themes, and then you'll go through, click a title. We're going to develop a design and some basic slides that you can then build up for a specific presentation. These slides are going to include, first of all, the system. So you'll come in to your template and your first slide is just going to be the colors and the text. And what that will allow you to do is make another custom slide that might not be included in this basic list pretty easily as well. After that, we're going to start with the title, and we'll use that design system to develop our title slide, icebreaker slide, pretty much an opening question. You could think of this as a warm-up or a do now if you're a teacher. Possibly a review of topics from previous meetings if you're a manager, something like that. Next we'll go over schedule slide, finally a data slide, which can be handled very differently depending on the data that you're sharing, and then finally action steps. So after you go through something like a presentation, the idea is that you're sharing this information for a reason, to have some sort of an impact. So finally what you'll want to do for the last slide is let people know what they should be doing next. First of all, let's get some inspiration. So this first slide is for all of us to get some inspiration. Now, tell you the truth, the slides where I demonstrate, there's going to be a gray background, and you all will have access to this presentation. You'll copy it, and then you can go through, and on the white slides, you're going to build your own slide. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But for this first round of blank slides, I'm going to demonstrate how to set up some inspiration for yourself. So I'm just putting in a text box, and I'm just going to put in inspiration, just so it's clear that's what we're doing. My main source of inspiration for this is my company website. I went for my slides, which I'm going to use for proposals and pitches and meetings with collaborators. And during my consultation meetings, I want for there to be a consistent theme for my slides. So I'm going to take a picture of the services page. Make it smaller. Well, actually, let's just keep it like that. And then I'm also going to take a picture of the home page. This is my main inspiration, because this is where I've done most of the design and where most people are landing and where I've really invested most time. And so I want for my slides to give the same vibe that's going on here. Now I also have my Instagram. This is personal information. So my Instagram's here, and I could take a picture of this now. Let me zoom out. This is not built up as much as I initially felt that it should be in order to really make the most out of the design system that I made for the templates that I have here. I have a series of like 5 different templates that I use with Instagram. but I haven't really been keeping up with Instagram. So it hasn't reflected this quite yet. That's okay. It's all right. Instagram is clearly a bit more colorful than the webpage. Okay, but I want to kind of mix the two together to get more of a kind of a playful feel, a playful touch, but still a clean design. So those are sources of inspiration that come from what I already have from my business. So if you're an employee and you're setting up meetings, you could definitely pull from the colors of the logo or the aesthetic of the space that you're in, or even the uniform that you wear. And if you're coming from a school, of course, same concept there. But you could also pull inspiration from the individuals that you're going to be working with. So if you're working with a company, you could actually consider the style of dress that of one person. Maybe you have someone who wears bow ties all the time, so you decide, bow ties. Or you just take pictures of them and you just find a way to incorporate that into your design system. If that sounds like a headache, it's not for you. But if that sounds fun, like a different way to get some inspiration, then that's just a suggestion. Alright, so I am drinking water throughout this, but I also want to get some kind of outside inspiration. And I really enjoy my experience when I'm on Etsy. And no sponsorship going on here, I absolutely promise you. I don't know why. There's not even a whole lot going on Etsy. But I'm going to zoom out, take a picture. And I want to have a similar experience, a similar vibe going on when people are going through my presentations. I don't know, what does that really mean? I don't even know. But it's inspiration for me. All right, so that's it. So my inspiration board is not very busy, but you could treat this very much like a collage, a vision board, or a mood board. And you just want to go through and find inspiration that you can reference when it comes down to making decisions. So just like we're going to be making a whole template that includes a design system so that it's easier to make decisions later on, this is going to make it easier for us to make decisions very short term. So please go ahead, use this slide number 4, and you can use the timer to make sure you don't spend too much time. You don't need to make the final decision right now. Just take about 10 minutes and put together some inspiration. Okay, we'll come back together. Feel free to pause the video, and I'll be here. So, hopefully you got some nice inspiration. So let's make some of our own decisions, right? So please make the following decisions for your design system. Choose a text, font, and color. You want to consider titles, subtitles, and normal text at least. You also want to choose some meaningful photos, shapes, and animations. And finally, some function facilitators. So these are going to be icons and links. So think of number 2 as more reflecting the overall brand. And then number 3 is like the actual purpose of why you're meeting. We want to design some elements that communicate these aspects. So for me, what I'm going to do is drag this down. I don't think this is supposed to be here. Forgive me. This should not be here. Doop. And it's going to be easy for me to reference this. And I can even really see it from right here on the left. So the color is in text. So I've got red, kind of a lighter pink, gray, black, and maybe even a little bit of green. So like I said, I want to get a little bit more playful here. And I'm going to choose, usually you have about 4 or 5 colors, maybe even 6 colors, but at least 3. So I'm just going to choose maybe 6 colors. So 2, 3. And then 4, 5, 6. I would like to check my email really quickly. Second. All right. And great. So white is definitely one of my colors. Black is going to be a color, but I want a warmer black. So I'm going to take a second to pick out these other colors before I choose the black that I'm going to use. And what you can do is include the hex code. So we're coming here and you can click this, you can type there, and you can just center it. And we can make the font a little bit smaller. And the hex code for this is just plain white. I'm sure some of you might have already had that memorized, but not I. And now I want to try to pick out these colors. It is possible, maybe for some of you, that you're able to use a dropper. So color picker from screen. Okay, so this is if you have the image. All right, so if you want to pick it from an image, then you can upload. It's moving a little slowly. Anyway, so you should be able to pick an image. I feel like we were just able to do that, but anyhow, whew. That's one way. If you have the image, then let's see if I have to sign up with Google. Okay, so I didn't have to go through all that, but anyway, so I had the recent images that I had. I just took these screenshots, right? But because I dragged them and dropped them, I don't actually have those screenshots anymore. So what I'm going to do now is take another screenshot of this slide. Let it go away. You all can't see it. I don't have it selected, but it's gone away now. And so what I'll be able to do is upload it. Go to recents, screenshot, There it is. And then I can pick the colors just like this. Okay, so it's already generated a palette for me. It's already generated a palette. And I think this is actually quite gorgeous. But I want to include that blue. So I like this one. So I'm just going to download this palette. And so then you have the different colors that you can use. So you can come back in here. And I went through that pretty quickly, but what I'm going to do now is paste in all of these. I'm not even sure which colors these are right now, but I guess if I just look at the... Alright, so I have the gray and the black, right? It's a warmer black. So these first three I definitely want. And then I want the blue, the second to last one. So let's come back here. So I want this one. Gonna go to custom, paste, and okay, it's gray. It's basically the same color that we just had, so whatever. And then this one, oops. So I need to let the world know what color that is. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. So hold on. I just want it to be a little bit cleaner. Yes, kind of, not really. Okay, so that's interesting. Alright, so it added on this SFF. So let's see what happens if I go into this next one, which is 4C, 4B. Everyone's like, what do you mean? Let's see what happens. And pasted. Good. Yes. So this is the darker gray, kind of a black color. And that's good. So I'm just going to hit OK. And then I'm going to come back here. I'm going to hit it again. And then it's going to give me this new number. And then I want to paste it there. And then I want the third one. That's my kind of a red color. Now, I already know, or I already have a hex code from the website, but I'm not using that just for the sake of demonstrating and moving through this a little bit faster. And you can have your presentations on a slightly different color scale, but you can definitely use the exact same colors. That would be fantastic. It's really up to you. And I hit OK. There's my red. Oh, that's beautiful. Actually, it looks kind of chalky, and I don't love that, but not a huge deal. So now it's centered. Great. And now I want the blue. It's the second to last one. One more time. Great. And so then we have a little bit of a scheme, and let's just pick one other color from here. What else did they give us? Ooh. Let's go for this deep one. That's the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the fifth one. It's the fifth one. Let's go for this one. Okay. Oops. And I think my food just got delivered. All right, so then we have our colors and the hex codes. And then we're going to come down here and decide what text we want. I'll be right back.